Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be talking about port channel configuration and operation. And so to begin with, I'll just have to make some definitions. So first of all, what is a port channel? Okay, so suppose you have a switch here. So let's call this one a switch one. Let's call this one switch one, and then you have another switch here. Let's call this one switch two. Okay. So you have a PC connected behind a switch 1, another PC connected behind switch 2, okay? And so you create a link between those two switches. And so what happens is, let's say you give this IP 10.0.0.1, and then here you give 10.0.0.2, okay? You make this an access port, and access port, okay? Since they are all in the same VLAN, so traffic should flow, okay? Traffic should flow between these two PCs, right? So, so what if you want to increase your bandwidth between those, like you want more traffic going through between the two switches? You could actually increase double the, you can add another link, okay? So now you have two links, and those two links, you need to bundle them, okay, to allow that traffic to go through with a higher throughput, okay? So now we have two links bundled into one, and that those two links create a port channel, okay? So just in the same way, you could have more links. You could have more links created. Now, let's say if this was a 1 gig link, if this was 1 gig link, now you say 1 gig link times 4, okay, we have 4 links. So which means you now have a 4 gig link, okay? So your data between those two PCs is going to flow quicker because of higher bandwidth, okay? So that's a port channel. So you create you bundle your links, okay? When you bundle your links, you create a channel group, okay? You create a channel group, and then once your channel group is available, you use the channel group to configure the port channel, okay? So first you create a channel group, and then you could actually name a port channel before creating a channel group, but usually first you bundle your links, and then you use those bundled links to create a port channel with the same number as a channel group. And we'll see exactly how that's configured very soon. Now you can see here, this is, let me clear the screen. All right, you can see here we have we have layer 2, okay, port channels, and layer 3 port channels that we're going to talk about in a later video. So what we're talking about right now is just the layer 2 port channels, okay? So you could see here, you have 2 ports, okay? Those 2 access ports are bundled together in a channel group, and the channel group is used to create a port channel. And now you can configure the port channel, okay? You can configure the port channel as if it was just a one physical link. In reality, the port channel is a logical link, okay? So in the same way, you could actually create a trunk port out of channel group. So instead of access port here, it's going to be a trunk port. And again, with the port channel, you're going to set up the port as a trunk, and then you configure it as a trunk as such. So there are many ways of creating, bundling up the trunks, the groups. And so that's the subject of what we're going to look right now, how we can create a channel group, okay? So we're going to bring up a switch. Right now, we're going to bring up 2 switches, actually. I'm going to bring up one switch here. Oh, sorry. One switch, another switch. And then we're going to bring up 2 PCs. One PC, another PC. So we link them all together, starting with the PCs, the switches. Okay. So now I have two links. Okay, we have two links that we have to bundle together. So now we're gonna connect the switches, the PCs to the switches. Okay. Right, so we're going to go into the switch configuration. I already added IP addresses on the routers on this PCs. There's 10.0.0.1 and 10.0.0.2 here. So there's an access port. I haven't made any configuration on the switches yet or the ports. So I'm going to go to switch 1, switch 0 by the way. I'm going to go into CLI mode. Let's call it switch 0. And then so we want to bundle these two ports, right? So it's going to be interface range +0/1 to 2. Okay. So how do we bundle them? We call them channel group. Channel group. Let's call it channel group. With a question mark. We have on packet tracer. We have just 6 options. Okay. We can create channel 1 to 6. Okay. This is packet tracer, but if we're using let's say EVNG, you could have a lot more. So let's say we're creating channel group 1. Okay. Then we define a mode. If I say question mark, it's going to ask me. I have just one option, mode. So there are several modes here that I can choose from. So there's several modes here I can choose from. I could use the active mode if I want to create link aggregation control protocol, which is open source. So on one side, I could set this to active, which is going to be ready for creating an LACP channel group. And then if I use this, means on the other side, I will have to use passive. Okay. So these two, they can create an LACP. So if I create on switch 1 and switch 0, I use active. Then on the other side, I'm going to have to use passive. And I could actually use active as well. Okay, because active and active can also form link aggregation control protocol, and you can test that yourself. Okay, so I'm going to use active on switch 0. So switch 0. So mode active. Okay, enter. And once I do enter, you're going to see a port channel was created. See, okay, port channel was created. Okay, creating a port channel. You can see here. So automatically a port channel gets created when I create a channel group. Okay. So on a port channel, and one thing to note is the port channel is created with the same number as the channel group, because otherwise it's not going to that link is not going to work. So after that, I can say no shot. Okay, and I exit out of there. And actually, from the point of view of channel group, I'm done for now. Okay, but I could also do interface port channel 1. Okay, it's the same port channel we just created unconditionally. So if I do enter, okay, so what can I do with this port channel that's just created? Okay, I can set that port. I can create a bandwidth. I can set a bandwidth for this port channel. Okay, I could do all these configurations. Could create a duplex. I could create a service policy, shutdown, or spanning tree for that particular port channel that we just created. And we can set it for a switch port. Let's say we make this a switch port. Okay, so we'll make this a switch port. Okay, it's a switch port mode let's call it trunk. Okay, switch on mode trunk. Go out of there, save the configuration. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, except that we're going to set the channel mode to passive. Okay, so anyways, we'll go in there. So the terminal, let's call the host name is switch one. Okay, and again, we don't need to create a channel group now. We can, with the channel group is going to be automatically created, which created the channel. The channel port channel is going to be automatically created after we create the channel group. So say interface range first internet 1. Okay, and we create a channel group. Okay, channel group that we created on the other side was channel group 1. We can use channel group 2. This is channel group 1 as well. Okay, now create a mode. So on the other side, switch 0 we used active. So now we're going to use passive here. Okay, because this one and that one, they go together. Okay, that one, they created link aggregation control protocol. Say one type of channel group that we're looking right now. We're going to look in the next video. We're going to look how to create the port aggregation control protocol, the port aggregation protocol. So that one is done. I say enter. Okay, when I do enter, let's see, mode passive. Okay, forgot to add mode passive. Enter. So once I do that, the port channel gets created. Okay, port channel number 1 is created, and then I can exit out of there. I do interface port channel 1. Okay, and I set it to switch port mode trunk, just like we did on the other side. Okay, so now I go out of there, I save it, and you're going to see the ports are going to shut down, but they're going to come back up again. Okay, so when they come back up, we're going to check the status and see if the port channel is up and running. So the spanning tree is doing its work. It's going to be in sync very soon. Okay, now the port channel is in sync. The ports are all up and running. So I'm going to go on to switch 1. I'm going to do issue our first operation command is show port channel. No, show ether channel. So ether channel summary. Okay, let's say ether channel summary. Okay, so we have something interesting here. We see that the port channel 1 was created. Okay, that's what we noticed when we were configuring. And we also see that the kind of channel that was the channel group that was created is the link aggregation control protocol, the LACP. Okay, and the channel was formed between ports 1 and 2. Okay, and the port channel is actually up at the moment. Okay, so the port channel is successful. We successfully created a port channel. Now, how do we test it? Okay, how do we test it? We can go into this PC. Let's go into this PC and see if we can ping the other side. Then 0.2. Okay, as suspected, ping is working. So our port channel is working and it's up and running and it's good. Now we're going to see how we can create, in the next video, we're going to see how we can create port aggregation protocol, okay? Because we just saw the link aggregation control protocol, which is open standard. Now we're going to see how we can create the port aggregation protocol, okay? So let me just write here. So we have LACP, okay? Okay, that's the one we just created. Now we're going to see how we can create PA. Okay, this one is Cisco proprietary. Okay, this one is Cisco proprietary. So this is the one we're going to check next, okay, in the next video. And thanks so much for watching, and then talk to you in the next video.